Hey, in this video I'm going to cover everything you need to know to shop Brimfield. That's right, everything you need to know as a beginner to shop Brimfield.
I set up at my first show when I was 14, selling baseball cards. I've owned an antique mall, sold online, set up at the cheapest flea markets, and some of the more expensive indoor walled antique shows. My name is Matt Gregg, and this is the life of a modern antiques dealer.
First, what is Brimfield? It's a town in Massachusetts that gets taken over by the antiques and vintage goods 3 times a year. First in May, then July, and finally September every year. You can find anything and everything at Brimfield. Period antiques, Pilgrim Century stuff, early Continental, Canadian antiques, Victorian, Art Deco, mid-century modern, advertising, bottles, pottery, art, lamps, vintage clothing, tons of vintage clothing, paper, postcards, photos, all the ephemera, comics, sports cards, video games, 60s to 1990s retro, anything and everything. Quarter items up to items for tens of thousands of dollars or more. The show is really about 20 little shows that take over the town. Total vendors, I don't know, at least 3,000, sometimes as many as 5,000. It runs from Tuesday through Sunday of those weeks when it happens. Now, not every show is open every day. Every field is its own show. However, the vast majority open on Tuesday. At least 3 of those shows run only on Tuesday. The first one is Auction Acres, formerly J&J. It opens at daybreak with the other shows that day. Dealer's Choice, which is only a Tuesday show, opens at 11 a.m. Across the street is another one-day show that opens in the afternoon at 1 p.m. Wednesday, New England Motel opens at 6 a.m. Heart of the Mart opens at 9 a.m. and Hurton's at noon. Thursday, Maze opens at 9 a.m. and Friday, another show at Auction Acres opens. All these shows have admission charges. The other fields generally don't charge admission. Some of the fields, like really Heart's a one-day show. New England Motel, they have action. Once they open, they have action the rest of the weekend. Same with Hurton's. Hurton's is actually packed through the weekend. The week-long fields have vendors that stay in the same spot all week. Some vendors do the one-day shows and move from field to field. Some of them take different merch to the different fields. The most I've ever set up in 1 week was 2 shows, and I had different merchandise at both shows. However, I know dealers that do 3 or 4 shows in a week. I think they're crazy, though. Some people hate the admission and only shop the free fields or wait until a field stops charging. I personally like getting into the field first, so I'm willing to pay the admission. Good stuff will be everywhere though, so it's up to each customer to figure out what they like. Parking. Park in the center of town. If you park those first parking lots when you're rolling into town, you're going to have a lot of walking to do. A lot of walking. I would avoid the cheaper parking on the edge of town and always park in town. Now, if you know you're only going to be shopping one show that day, maybe you want to park closer to that show, obviously. But if you're planning on covering the whole town, park in the center. Especially if you're planning on saving some money and bringing a cooler with food or drinks, it'll be a lot of walking. That being said, there's a ton of food options, and the food options are way better now than when I was coming up as a kid in the early 1990s. You got lobster, you got pizza, you got Thai food, Jamaican, Greek, hamburgers, fries, barbecue, tacos, lots of options. Now, fewer options if you're super health conscious or vegetarian, even less if you're vegan, but there's some of those as well. Lots of walking, so wear comfortable shoes. And even if there isn't rain or mud, the fields are grass and will be covered in dew in the morning. I'd wear boots unless you want wet feet all day. The weather in Brimfield is unpredictable. It's often wet or muddy. Be prepared for cold weather, hot weather, rain, wind, sometimes all in the same week. One year I froze on Tuesday and was dripping sweat on a Thursday. It can happen. Also, you got to watch out for sunburn. Lots of sunburn. Area even has hurricanes and tornadoes. It's all an option up in Brimfield. Cash. Bring cash. Cash is king. It gets the best price, but some dealers only accept cash. Bring all the cash you have. Now, some vendors do checks, but often only if they know you. Some do credit cards via Square or something similar. Some take Venmo or PayPal or another, transaction from a phone. But the town gets overrun, and even with temporary cell towers, cell service can be really bad. So take cash and buy it. No worries. And there are ATMs up there, but they often run out. You see something you like, buy it when you see it. You'll never find your way back. And even if you do, it'll be sold. It's a cool item. You like it. Someone else will like it. Every year I overhear people saying they wish they bought whatever it was, but it was gone when they went back. I've had people come back to my booth and it was gone. It's always gone. Also, if you buy something big, you can often leave it with the dealer and pick it up later on your way back to your car. However, get the dealer's cell phone number. Now, you might not be able to call them because of service, but get it, because just in case you forget where they were or forget to go back, then you can call. Every year, people post online after the show that they bought something and left it at the dealer and forgot to go back with it. Like 3 straight shows, I had people leave something with me after buying it in dealer's choice and never came back for it. Thankfully, those years I stayed through Thursday's shopping the rest of the week and could hand it off later in that week. Otherwise, that's a one-day show and I could have been gone. Most fields have porta potties, no running toilets anywhere. Some fields have attendants who keep them nice. Tip those people. Trust me, the porta potties are way cleaner with them than without. Hey, you bought something big and heavy and you want some help carrying it to your car? No worries, they're reporters. However, they're not free. Dogs. Dogs are allowed in most fields, and some vendors will have dogs, but that's because we have to travel with ours. If possible, you should leave your fur baby home. The pavement gets hot, it's overstimulating with huge crowds, it's a lot of walking, they'll get tired. Leave the dogs at home. Hotels. You want to stay right in town? No chance, there's no hotels there. There's no campgrounds right in town either. Mainly the closest hotels are in Sturbridge, but they will be the most expensive, and people book early. Traffic in town will be very slow, and then it backs up again in Sturbridge. However, if you want to head further east, there's some really nice hotels in Auburn. It's not that far from Sturbridge to Auburn, so once you get through the traffic, it's not really that much further, maybe another 20-25 minutes. And there's a lot of good food options over there. There's also hotels if you head west. They get a little better around Springfield, I guess, but there's some hotels before that too. And there's some in Connecticut. Not really much of an option north of the show though. Now, how do you find good deals at Brimfield? There's 3,000 plus vendors. 1, be lucky. Well, we can't really help that, can we? 2, be vigilant. Always keep an eye out. You'll see some cool stuff. Move fast and cover lots of ground, but don't rush. No, seriously, good deals abound. I've bought things on Friday evening in Hertans that I've made good money on. These things sat around through 3 full days of shopping. So even if the field's been shopped, there's still good deals around. Over the years, I've had more luck in the paid admission fields. Those fields have some of the higher end dealers. They may be more likely not to miss on something, aka they know what they have, but they're professional a lot of times and they want to move stuff. And so it's possible they're selling it for at cost or below cost or giving them really good deals because they've had it for a while. You can get some good buys that way. I also have friends who scour the week-long fields and do great there. So good stuff is everywhere. I have found that the worst thing in a really good booth can often be underpriced, but that the best thing in a really bad booth is often overpriced. One other strategy is I like to look for things I really specialize in, things I really like, while also looking for things that seem really out of place. Because something really out of place could be something the dealer got with something else, and then that can often be a really good deal too. So lots of good deals out there. Good luck. So there you go. Some quick hints for first-time shoppers at Brimfield. Good luck to everyone out there. Good luck to all my selling friends. The May Brimfield happens just in a couple of days, so you might be watching this right before May, or maybe you'll catch it before the July or September Brimfield of 2024. But like I said, good luck out there. Let me know what you find in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the video. And if you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to see all my other content, including a bunch of other videos on Brimfield. Peace.